Most times when opportunities are staring at us in the face, we don't oftentimes know that it's really an opportunity that is looking us right in the face. So I sat down and I began to actually look back at my life. I looked through my 20s and I was looking at some of the opportunities that I might have missed along the way. And of course, how to make the move to correct those opportunities. And of course, now that I'm in my 30s, it gives me an opportunity to keep an eye open, to keep a very keen eye on what might look like an opportunity and what genuine opportunity really is. So while I was in the university, I went to Ekiti State University. While I was there, there was, the campus where we were was a bit, there was a bit of a distance between that place and where we call town, which is the central part of town, where the businesses, where people lived and, the government house and all those things were there. So back then I would leave school and I had a couple of friends that I used to go to church with back then. So I used to go to fellowship together back then. So one of them was Ike Ikechukwu. There was Ebukanyoha. There was Ifeanyi Ekwe. So these three guys, I was quite close to them back in the day. And looking back then, I would stay, I would of course spend time in this person's shop. I would leave their shop. I would go over to the next person's shop. I was, rotating between their shops. Of course, whenever I wasn't in campus or whenever we were on holidays or maybe for whatever reason it was strike or something, I didn't go home. I would definitely be in their house. We'd go to shop together and all of those things. All those times that I was moving from between the shops of these three guys or between their three businesses, I was sitting right on a gold mine. That means that I had the opportunity to actually learn how to do the business that they were doing at the time. I had the opportunity to learn how to do their business, but I did not. Primarily because I felt like, I was going to school, it was a bit off my track. It was a bit off, my axis, school was quite different, this and that. And, of course, I was going to graduate and I'll walk XYZ here and there and all those kind of things. Not knowing that at the end of the day, the true power, the true economic freedom comes from actually owning a business. There is no amount of job you're going to do. There is no job. There's no salary. Of course, if you work in Goldman Sachs, you work in certain kind of places, you might get a very high paying job. But for you to actually be able to make $1 million or ₦1 million or to earn a consistent income that is going to be able to afford you the life that you really want to live, you need to be a business person. You need to actually be in business. So now, here's the thing. Back then, Ikechukwu or Ike Iloha back then, his company is Divine Favor Enterprises. I don't know if he has changed the name, but that was the company back then. So back then he was into furniture materials. He would sell foams, these materials, this chair, the materials used to make furniture. That's the cloth used to wrap it, sometimes the leather as well. He would sell a whole lot of those things, and that's what he was selling. Of course, he was selling carpets back in the day as well. And then Ebuka was selling plywood in great quantity, plywood, building materials, roofing sheets. That's what he was into. And then Ifeanyi Ekwe was into carpets. He was selling foam. He was selling pillows, but it was mostly mattresses back in the day, and of course carpets as well. So the thing is, by the time you look at these guys, all of these three guys that I mentioned, of course, there were a whole lot of other young people, who we all went to fellowship together that were into different businesses. Of course, life doesn't treat everybody equally. Some went on to do very well and some didn't go on to do very well. It's just how life distributes things. But then, looking back at it now, I had the opportunity to learn this for free. And now, guess what? Aside my trading career, I've now decided to also venture into business, which is, the business of selling building materials, which is what we're going to be doing at Chikwado Enterprises. We're going to be selling building materials and all of these things, cement, tiles, or what have you, just things in general that go into building. But guess what? I had to now go and start learning afresh from a new person that I met recently. There's a guy called Pilot Zinc. I met with him in person, and of course, he went on to show me a few things. He went on to show me around, and he has been mentoring me actively on the business front. But this is something that I could have taken advantage of when I was in my 20s. And I can assure you, yes, I would have gone on to still be a trader. But if I had picked up the skill at the time when I was in my 20s, I am very sure that a window where I had to go through a lot of difficulties before I got profitable in trading. I went through a very difficult phase, where I was basically flat broke and all of that. That window, I probably would not have gone through that window, right? So I would basically have been on the business front. You might have a few challenges here and there, but you wouldn't just be flat broke, that kind of thing. So why I'm saying this thing is that you might have a big opportunity right in front of you. You might be sitting on that opportunity and you will not even know that you're sitting on that kind of opportunity. That is just the truth. So one thing I would tell you is you must learn to look around you, look at the people in your circle right now. what is going on? How are they making their money? What business are they into? What are they doing? Get involved. Get involved, because those same people, life has taught me that everybody's not always going to be in your corner forever. I mean, I haven't seen IK in years. I haven't seen Ifeanyi in years. I haven't seen Ebuka in years. I mean, these were guys that I was so close to, that, we'll do things together, we live together, and basically, so I haven't seen them in years. But all those times that we were together, they had stuff that I could have taken from, and of course, I would have used it very, very well in life. So the idea is this. Of course, I'm not doing badly myself, but it's a huge opportunity that would have been a huge addition for me as well. So the thing is, every single person you have in your corner right now, people come, people go. You're not fighting with them, but life has somehow created a boundary. Life has somehow, set you apart. I mean, this person has traveled to this place, this person has gone to this place, this person has gone there, and you have people in different places doing different things. Life just takes you apart. So the people in your circle today, you have to look around you. Who are the people in your circle? Who are your friends? Who are your circle of friends? If you look around you in your circle of friends, among your sphere of influence, and you don't have anybody in there that has something that might impact you, you have to move. You have to change the circle. That is the truth. But if you look around you, if you look within your circle, the people in your circle can impact your life. The people in your circle can change your life. The people in your circle have value to offer you. You need to key in and be part of that value. You need to take advantage, because trust me, in fact, I was speaking with one of my friends, now she's into baking cheesy recipes. I was speaking with her, and because she worked with Ebuka back in the day, it's funny how she could remember the name of, for instance, this table is made of wood. So it's funny how she could remember the dimensions of the plywood. This is 3 inches. This is MDF. This is this. This is that. She could remember all of those things. Why? It's been years and years. So let's say, for instance, she wanted to go into the business of plywood, or she wanted to go into the business of that, supplying those kind of things. She has a complete understanding. She knows how to source it. She knows how it's priced. She knows how. So that is actually an advantage of, you've worked in. That's exactly what it means when companies say job experience. That is job experience. You might look at it and think to yourself and say, that's not job experience. It has to be a bank. It has to be a corporate world. Even if you are working with a welder, that is job experience. Anything, if you're working with a caterer, if you're working with a baker, you're doing anything, that is job experience. So whatever you find during this period, please take it as seriously as you can. And guess what? I've been saying it over and over. At Chikwodo Trading Academy, we've been providing free education for years. And at a point, I said that free education was going to come to an end. Of course, definitely free education has come to an end. If you come through our doors right now to learn how to trade, you're going to have to pay our fees. You're going to have to pay to learn how to trade, because obviously it's an institute, it's a school, it's meant to be here for people to pay, and then you learn. Of course, it generates profit, and then it generates running expense, right? Now, while the free opportunity was here, I mean, a lot of people didn't take advantage of that. Just like I too didn't take advantage of the time I had to learn business for free. I didn't take advantage of that. So while it was here, a lot of people didn't take advantage. But now the guys who are paid, who are paid members of the community, who pay, they are taking a big advantage of the whole thing. Like they are taking it as seriously. They don't miss their classes. They are here in person. So the idea is this: you have to actually take things seriously. You have to take opportunities seriously as they come. And guess what? This Saturday, August the 3rd, is going to be the final time that any event you'll be attending at Chikwodo Trading Academy in partnership with TRADINGVIEW is going to be free. Going forward, events are not going to be free anymore. As long as it's coming from Chikwodo Trading Academy, it's not going to be free anymore. You're going to have to pay a token to get in there, because we're going to provide you value. And we've provided value all of these years, absolutely free, and that free era has equally come to an end. That is where all of this is leading to. So the thing is, this Saturday, I'm going to be pouring out myself in a very, very great way. And of course, I'm going to be explaining concepts. I'm going to be explaining, the global macros, why things are happening globally, what is going on globally, how the elections might impact the market. We are going to be looking at a whole range of things. If you are a trader, if you're an IB, whatever you are in the business space, in the trading space, make your way to Lydia Hall here at Bega in Lagos, Nigeria on Saturday, August 3rd. Don't miss it. Wherever you are, just make sure you sign up for the event. Make sure you sign up. And if you sign up, I'm going to see you there at the venue. We're going to be able to ask questions. We're going to have an interactive session where we ask questions and all of these things. And it is going to be a very, very fantastic one. So please, ladies and gentlemen, don't miss this for anybody. Don't miss this for anything. And I will see you there. Don't miss your opportunities as well, because the opportunity is still here. You can still make it on Saturday. And of course, after that, definitely it's going to cost you something to actually be part of what we're doing. So I look forward to seeing you there on Saturday. Cheers.